In this video, we're going to be discussing how to use inventory logs, vendor logs, and purchase order or work order logs to keep track of your inventory and different changes throughout the system. There are several types of logs, and I'm just going to cover all of them right now. The most common one that you're going to use is the vendor log. So if you go into your vendors page, typically, this is going to be for a warehouse. So let's say this Amazing Logistics warehouse here. You can see that it's assigned to 31 different products. I'm going to click on this vendor, and inside the vendor up here, I've got activity logs. Now, if I click on that button, it's going to open up our new logs page. We used to have individual logs for each individual portion of the site, and as of April of 2022, we have combined them into one combined log where you can filter and search. When you do click through a vendor the way I did, it's going to be pre-filtered for that vendor. You can also add filters such as an ASIN, a SKU, a shipment ID, an order number, etc. Because if I'm looking through this log, it's in chronological order, and it does have in out with positives and negatives, or if you have two things going on in one day, it will show negative and negative, or negative and positive or something like that. And then this is your running total inside that warehouse by product, right? So for example, if I wanted to search only for this one product, I might want to copy or actually go into this product, copy the ASIN or the SKU, and search only for that one product within the logs. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to copy let's say this ASIN here. This is actually a product that's been combined of two ASINs. I'll go back in the log and I can actually just search for that ASIN. And this will show me a chronological order of all the in and out for this product, resulting in 0, right? So I sent my last inventory yesterday, the 19th. What if I also wanted to narrow this down, not just by ASIN, but by order ID? Or shipment ID. So I want to see everything related to this shipment here, or a particular purchase order number like this one down here. I can come up here and not only can I search, but I can filter. I could filter by, we'll call this shipment ID, and I can put that shipment ID in there. And now I'm actually double filtering. I'm filtering for the ASIN and the shipment ID. And this is a very, very simple way to see exactly what has happened. So Ari Cohen, that's me, arrived backpack by 75 units on such and such date from such and such order number. We've got the shipment ID here. I'm not sure why it isn't displaying an order number. Let's go see if we can. Oh, you know what? Because, I know why. These shipments have actually been deleted from the system. Normally there would be a hyperlink here where you can click through and actually see the purchase order or work order. In this case, we've deleted those. This is my demo account, so I do a lot of testing in here. And then I manually reduced it, and then I added some more. Another shipment arrived, and then I changed the shipment status so it subtracted it again. You get the idea. So everything related to that ASIN and that shipment. There's a bunch of different ways I could filter this, but I just want to give you sort of high level so you can play around with it. So another way that you can access these logs, by the way, is if you go to your settings page, there's a new page down here called logs. And when you click that link, it's just going to go to the logs with no filters at all. So this is just every log in the entire website. And you can see there are 48,761 logs for this particular account, which is ridiculous. So you would want to start by adding a filter, whether it be a vendor, an ASIN, a shipment ID, a purchase order, or a work order, etc. Okay, or a date. I know that something happened on such and such date. Date equals, or date is greater than or lesser than. You get the idea. So the great thing about this page is if I just go to the logs page, I can start filtering and searching all logs. Now that might be a little difficult unless you have memorized exact PO numbers, which I doubt you would. So if you're looking for a purchase order or work order, you can also start by going into the orders tab, going to purchase orders or work orders. In this case, I'll start with work orders. sorry, purchase orders, and I will go into a PO, and whether the purchase order is in draft mode, if it's already been submitted, if it's active, if it's closed. Obviously, you can filter that on the POs page to find your PO. And then I can come up here to activity logs. That's going to link me to the exact same page I was at before, only this time it is pre-filtered for this PO. In this case, I created this PO as a draft and I haven't done anything. The shipment hasn't gone out yet, so there are no logs for it. One more thing to show you on the logs page here is the in-out column. So this is very important, and I want to explain what all these numbers are. So you've got the black numbers and you got the gray numbers. The black number indicates how much inventory was available to add or deduct from a shipment. If you see a gray number, it's ghost inventory that wasn't available but will be tracked. Okay. So what that means in layman terms is, let's take an example down here. Here's a silly, ridiculous example. So I created a shipment where I'm deducting a total of 45 plus 2,955, which, let me just do the math on my calculator, 45 plus 2,955. So on the shipment, it was a total of 3,000 units to be transferred from Amazing Logistics going to Amazon. But I only had 45 units in stock at that time. So what the system log is showing you is we deducted the remaining 45 units that was at the warehouse, and we still technically shipped, quote unquote, 3,000 in the shipment. So if I go to the shipment, which I will, I'll show you it actually shipped 3,000, but we only had 45 in the warehouse. So we deducted the 45. The remaining balance at the warehouse is 0, but 45 plus 2,955 is 3,000, right? So if we go to this work order, and actually I can come up here and turn on the ASIN column so we can find this easier in the work order. So let's see here. Where did it go? So 2,955, if I just follow this gray line over. Oh, this is a RM dog food. RM means raw materials, so it doesn't have an ASIN. So I can just keyword search here, RM dog, and go down. So you can see that this was supposed to deduct 3,000 units, right? So this was actually where I was bundling a product and making a bundled item. So that's what the log is saying. We tried to deduct 3,000. There was only 45 available. The deficit was 2,955, but it actually did still take 3,000 units. So that's what that means. I just want to make that clear. So something like this, we tried to select, this is a simpler one, right? We tried to deduct 50, but there was 0 in the warehouse. So there's no change. It's just from 0 to 0. But don't worry, that will not affect your orders. We're still adding that inventory into your orders. It's just we can't deduct inventory and go negative on the logs. I hope that helps. Again, you can filter, come here, go to logs. You can start there. Oh, and the other thing is there's going to be logs for every single product as well. So if you're making changes to a product, for example, this product here, I go into the product itself, and I can go to activity logs from here, and it will go to the logs page on settings, and it will pre-filter for this particular product name. Okay, so you can see all the ins and outs, not just the inventory levels, but if I change something with the product, if I added an ASIN, or if I deleted something, if I changed the dimension, everything related to that product. You can see we've made 929 changes to this particular product alone. So I hope you found that helpful. Cheers.